1963. Like the community, the Watchtowers have a strong foundation and recycles different types of materials to create something breathtakingly beautiful. The Watchtowers Art Center is a guardian of the Watchtowers. It provides programs designed for cultural enrichment and museum and art education to the Los Angeles community and the world at large. With the recent adoption of the South Los Angeles and Southeast Los Angeles community plans, the Watchtowers Art Center community will continue to shine and serve as the pulse of the community.
Hello everyone, I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Mayor Karen Bass announced that a public-private partnership will be at the forefront of rebuilding the Palisades. The partnership will raise the funds necessary to bring back the community's cherished civic spaces, including the Palisades Rec Center.
Today we're here to announce the public-private partnership to rebuild and reinvent the Pacific Palisades Park and Rec Center.
It's about the rebuilding of really important civic space, park space, recreation center space, and we're really proud to be a part of this city-owned property and to support our colleagues in recreation and parks.
My top priority is to get people home, to rebuild houses, of course, but also to rebuild everything that creates a community. We said we would bring this town center back, and today is a step forward in that effort. This is about rebuilding, but it's also about healing.
We've already begun to work with some of the most accomplished designers, architects, and key community stakeholders. I want to be very clear, this is just the beginning. This is something that is going to take time, and this is something that is going to take all of us.
The beauty of this public-private partnership is that this community will have a say in the ongoing operation and the design of this park. It is going to be their community park.
LA Civil Rights hosted the second annual TGI 2+ job fair. This employment fair is about more than resume writing and job applications. Transgender community members can learn about the ongoing support that the department and the Transgender Advisory Council provide.
This beautiful day, we are at the Los Angeles City College, LACC, at the Student Union Building, holding the second annual TGI 2+ job fair for the City of Los Angeles, for the LA Civil Rights, and the Transgender Advisory Council.
You know, right now our transgender community across the country and even here are feeling the effects of just feeling discriminated and being scapegoated. And so these programs today are even more important because we have to make sure that we bring resources to a community that is being constantly under attack. So bringing government to the people is something that we always want to uplift, and so we're here to bring resources to everyone.
I'm here actually looking for work, and I'm here applying at any stand, at every stand that I can find. Also, we will be having resources and classes throughout the day, just so that we can get familiar with our rights, get familiar with job placement, career building, as well as resume building and everything else that comes with a barrier on trying to find a job. Because it actually helps us know who's going to allow us to be our genuine and true self at this job that we're trying to seek.
So the feeling that I have today being here at the job fair is one of elated, overwhelming joy, right? Because I understand the trials and tribulations. I have the lived experience. I know what it's like to be unemployed and feel undesired, unwanted, not appreciated or understood. So to know that they're going to help them with resumes, right? To amplify their resumes, to make sure they're putting their best foot forward, right? And people know exactly the skill set that they have in place. They even have beauty experts, folks that are helping them create makeup looks and looks that makes them feel empowered and ready to go out into the workforce and be the best version of themselves and affirming themselves as well in the process.
So the inspiration behind the event is that we understand and we know that trans people and non-binary people has reached 5 times the national unemployment rate. That to us is already like a stark reminder of the things that we need to do for the community. Collaborating with the chairperson of the Transgender Advisory Council, Eden Ana Iluna, we want to remind everyone that despite what is happening, we are all here and that we are still doing the work and we are not stopping and making sure that every trans and non-binary Angelenos feel safe, feel protected, and feel seen.
You know, I want people to know that the city of Los Angeles is there for them, that we believe that LA is for everyone. And so we're going to bring these resources to the community.
Councilmember Adrien Nazarian and his staff welcomed neighbors and friends to his North Hollywood Field office. The open house forged community conversations, ensuring that the council members' work represents the neighborhood's needs.
We're having our office open house. This is an opportunity for the community to come out, get acquainted with me if I haven't had a chance to meet them yet. Also, more importantly, to meet my staff and to know the folks that get all the great work done, and then also meet one another. Districts are stronger when the communities inside of them know each other well and work with each other well.
I live in Valley Glen, and I'm just here to say hello and just to understand how the council member will be working to meet our needs. It's absolutely essential, right? As homeowners, as community members, we really rely on District 2 office to be our voice with the City of LA, to get us the services we need in a timely way, and they've been a very strong advocate for us, so I'm very happy to be here.
I think what's important is that we just keep a really strong line of communication open. The micro neighborhood within a larger neighborhood of CD2 is very diverse, and we all have field deputies, and these situations or events can change within a matter of weeks, and just staying in that line of communication at all times just helps make our communities thrive. They're safer and more secure.
Anybody's welcome to come here. I am a constituent myself, and I can speak with the staff who are present and voice my concerns, prepare for coming events that we can plan together as part of the neighborhood council. So this is very welcoming for anybody.
Government runs on people, and if you aren't engaging with your government and advocating and trying to pass the laws that you want to be passed, then your interests won't necessarily be met. And so it's really important to be a part of the process and meet the people behind it all.
When you come here, aside from the good food and the great welcome that you receive at the door, you automatically get placed into my communication. So from now on, you hear from me, you know what's going on in the district, and you become better aware of what the issues are in your neighborhood as well as in the entire city, so that we better understand what we need to prioritize moving forward, as well as what to focus on in our local areas to make our city better.
New housing in Boyle Heights gives low-income and formerly homeless Angelenos a helping hand. Mayor Karen Bass, Councilmember Isabel Jurado, and community organizations celebrated the opening of Lorena Plaza with 49 units and supportive services.
1, 2, 3.
This project is a culmination of about 18 years of investment on the part of Metro and our private development partner. We're looking at a 49-unit project that's serving very low-income families and formerly homeless.
I remember being here 2 years and a few months ago, and you weren't even able to break ground, and it was because of the red tape. And so to stand here and to take action and accelerate inspection and review timelines to move this project and other projects forward to completion. More units of affordable housing are being accelerated through this pathway, helping to make sure that Angelenos remain housed and don't fall back into homelessness. And I believe very strongly that supportive services is absolutely key to making sure that people maintain their housing.
Supportive housing is a unique kind of affordable housing development because it has services in the buildings for people who need it. So if someone needs medical support, they need transportation advice, they have mental health, they have substance use disabilities, we can provide the resources to get them stable in housing.
And I'm planning on getting a job too, you feel me, so I could be stable too and pay my own bills. So, but right now they're just gonna help me out so I could be stable now, more stable than I am right now. So I really appreciate everybody for everything what they've done for me. So yeah.
A home is an anchor. And so I'm thrilled for the residents of Lorena Plaza to experience all this community has to offer. It's a pretty darn good community here in Boyle Heights, one steeped in resilience, and I think community of friends, and this building is a testament to that. All the service providers have all come together to ensure that the residents of these units have the support that they need to thrive.
The month of April is about financial preparedness. LA Sanitation hosts a food donation drive, and a new general manager is appointed to the city's personnel department. These stories up next on City Beat.
April is Financial Preparedness Month, and LA City Emergency Management Department has tips on how to prepare before disaster or emergency strikes. The department advises gathering important documents together, taking pictures or scanning them, and then storing them in a waterproof and fireproof container. Other considerations include switching to electronic payments, uploading important files to online storage, and/or using a USB flash drive. Documents can include deeds and proof of ownership, social security cards, insurance policies, health cards, birth certificates, and important phone numbers. According to the U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, creating a financial plan before disaster strikes can save you money, stress, and time. For more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. LA Sanitation and Environment's City Facilities Recycling Program is hosting its annual non-perishable food drive. LA Sanitation is looking for unopened, unexpired canned and dry foods such as soups, stews, canned vegetables, packaged goods, and shelf-stable beverages. Donations may also include food in jars, but no glass jars will be accepted. Food donations can be made at 6 public drop-off locations Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. through Friday, May 9th. Donated food will be provided to the LA Regional Food Bank, St. Francis Center, Inside Safe participants, and local organizations that provide services to Angelenos in need. For more information, see donation drives at sanitation.lacity.gov. LA City Council has voted unanimously to confirm the mayor's selection of Malika Billups as the new general manager of LA City's Personnel Department. Billups currently serves as the Assistant City Administrative Officer, supporting the annual budget process and developing financial management practices for city departments. Previously, Billups was Deputy City Attorney in the Labor Relations Division, ensuring that LA was in compliance with California employment law and providing counsel to the city. Billups is a graduate of Spelman College and Loyola Law School, beginning her career as a 4th grade teacher in the LA Unified School District. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press.
At La Mag, the Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery, there are not one, not two, but 3 exhibitions underway. 3 shows in one visit. It's an art force multiplier and a celebration of the diverse work of artists at different career stages.
LAMAG stands for the Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery.
We're an art gallery that is run by the City of Los Angeles. We've been here in this building since 1971 and exhibiting art since early 1950s.
One of our goals here at the gallery is just having this be a meeting point for us to gather and celebrate the diversity in our city.
One thing that makes this exhibition kind of special for me is that I actually took my first ceramics class at Barnsdall, so it's a really full circle moment. So meaningful because I'm a native Angelino, and this is such a historic institution, so it's very special for me.
The exhibition is important because it offers an emerging artist to showcase their work for the first time at the Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery.
It was so beautiful to see people interact with my art, to have conversations with people about the themes in my art, and to just see people enjoy it and have conversations about it.
When we started talking about curating this exhibition, we had this idea of artists living in our city or around our city, and so we set out to visit artists and see what artists were working on.
Her work really is, it's like evidence and tokens of a life well lived.
Successful artists, the one thing that makes them successful is their persistence and their resilience and just grit and determination. You just have to keep going, and it's a really long road, but just remember that it's long.
This is a very family-friendly exhibition. There's something for everyone. The exhibitions are on view Thursday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're free and open to the public through May 18th.
You can visit our website at lamag.org, lamag.org, and our Instagram handle is lamagbarnsdall.
We are just very grateful to have the opportunity to be able to celebrate this show with our community.
Come out, come out, come out.
We will go to Lamag for a boost of art into our lives. LA City Attorney Heidi Feldstein Soto, along with the Los Angeles Police Department and other nonprofits, got to share the role of fairy godmother in our next story. Together, they provided a deluxe formal wear closet for high schoolers so that everyone could go to prom in style.
Today is the Prom Closet Extravaganza. This is a joint project of the Olympic Station for the Los Angeles Police Department and the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office. And what we do is we collect beautiful clothing, beautiful accessories. We have tons of prom dresses, but we have suits and ties and coats and shoes for boys and girls to make a beautiful night for young high school students who otherwise might not have the ability to have all the glitter they would want in their life.
This is a great opportunity for us to give back to our communities and actually work in partnership with our city attorney and our nonprofits and our local businesses here. It's a chance to work together to not only beautify our community, but make this a great opportunity for all of those that are here.
This means a lot to me because I know that there's a bunch of people that don't really have opportunities like this. I'm excited because this is the first time I've done something like this. I would like to say for the people that gave out these dresses and that gave us the opportunity to have stuff, that I'm very thankful. I'm pretty sure that everybody else here is very thankful for what they're doing.
The goal between the LAPD and the community in the Olympic area and also throughout the city is to build a partnership. We cannot do it alone. We need the help of the public, and specifically we need the help of young people. Here at Olympic Division, we have a very, very strong cadet process. We have about 68 total cadets. They're here today to help us organize this event. So starting with our young people, building those relationships that will last well into their adulthood, whether these cadets end up being police officers or whatever career they pursue. They're ultimately going to take these lessons that they learned and the values that they learned working with the police department onto those careers later in life.
For the parents and the kids, just have a good time. It's our pleasure, especially this year. We've had so much bad news, and really being able to celebrate our high school students and our future is what we're here for.
Looking good for prom while looking to the future. Councilmember John Lee hosted the Los Angeles Police and Fire Departments and local community members who gathered to help fight childhood cancer. The annual St. Baldrick's event is known to be a hair-raising fundraiser.
Today is our St. Baldrick's event, and I just want to say that this is one of my favorite events because we bring the fire department and police department together to raise money to fight childhood cancer.
The Los Angeles Police Department, along with our brothers and sisters from the LA Fire Department, are here to help fundraise for childhood cancer research.
We have been doing this for 22 years here in the city. We've raised close to $1.5 million.
St. Baldrick's Foundation is the largest charitable funder of childhood cancer research grants in the country, with over $356 million granted to this day.
The extraordinary thing about today is the community support. The strength of community to fight this cause is just courageous.
My community comes out every single year to support this event. We don't even hesitate.
Our motivation is simple. Our officers have families that are stricken by childhood cancer. So we're with the community, we are part of the community, and we are fighting the same fight.
Yeah, I think it's important to make sure that especially LA City firefighters and LAPD have good bonds with their community, because we protect and serve our communities, and that's our sole purpose.
I want to take every opportunity I can to say thank you to them, because they don't have to do this. They already have a tough enough job as it is, but yet they give of their time to give back to our community, and I just want to say thank you to them.
In this week's feature story, our Maria Hallbrown hears from Colonel Brian Saucer of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Across the nation, the Corps has been central to infrastructure projects and recovery after disasters. Their latest mission is wildfire debris removal from the Palisades.
The devastating wildfires in Los Angeles on January 7th were incomparable in so many ways. It took over 3 weeks to actually get them fully contained. In the Palisades area, over 6,800 properties were damaged, and now the recovery process is in process. And we're delighted to be joined today by someone who knows that recovery process intimately. I'm delighted to be joined by Colonel Brian Saucer from the Army Corps of Engineers. So happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
So just really basically, the Army Corps of Engineers, what is its role? What does it do?
So the Army Corps of Engineers, you can trace back to the origins of our nation. And it's really unique for any Army to have this component of your active duty force that also has a crucial role in the infrastructure of the nation. And we really exist to solve the nation's engineering challenges. So you can look at the Hoover Dam, you can look at the Mississippi River, you can look at the Washington Monument. Those are all projects by the Corps of Engineers.
Thus, the first thunders a man's determination to conquer the Colorado River, which heretofore had known only the hot silence of the desert and the roar of the river's angry floods.
When you came to, we're going to focus today on the Palisades fire, when you came and you saw that for the first time, what was your immediate impression when you looked up on those hillsides and you saw what had happened?
Complete devastation. And I think as a citizen, seeing my fellow citizens in pain and suffering and seeing that they had lost everything, that certainly struck a different chord. So from the Corps' perspective, we take this mission incredibly personal. There's a district headquarters here in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles District of the United States Army Corps of Engineers. Our employees that work for that district, several of the employees lost their homes. More employees were displaced from both of these fires, Palisades and Eaton fires. So it was not only a national response for us, it was also personal.
What are the things that you were doing when you're on property?
So on a property, when we come up upon a property, there's a lot of steps that people don't see. We do a hazardous site assessment first. We have to understand the property from an engineering perspective, from an access perspective. So we have heavy machinery that we have to bring into the property. Where are we going to put that heavy machinery? How are we going to get it to the property? How are we going to safely get it off the property? Is there any unique features of this property? Are there retaining walls? Are there swimming pools? Is there a jacuzzi? Is there a buried septic tank? All that has to be diagrammed out. There's a load of pictures that are taken ahead of time. And then we're going to go through an asbestos process where we bring in a certified asbestos consultant that comes in and surveys the property, and then we have to do an abatement of just the asbestos materials on that property first. We're going to bring in an arborist that looks at all the associated trees on the property. They're deemed as hazardous. We'll cut them down and we'll put them into the green waste stream. It's most important that we move fast with quality and safety as our guiding lights to collect this material as quickly as we can to get it from an uncontrolled environment to a controlled environment.
Do you have a deadline? How long are you going to be here?
So the president gave us a deadline of January of 26, which is again unprecedented for this kind of this expansive of a disaster in terms of the response rate and then the totality of our response. It's certainly the fastest one that we're going to experience in the Corps of Engineers. We will be here for 2025, and we'll be complete by January of 26. But it won't look like the problem is still there largely by summertime. Start your building permits now. Start with your architectural designs now. Start selecting your builders now if you so choose. And you can simultaneously, as we're working debris removal, start the process towards the rebuild. So I have no doubt that there's going to be construction in the Palisades or in Malibu while we're still removing debris.
What's the best website for people to reach out?
It's recovery.lacounty.gov.
I so appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Colonel Saucer, for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
In this week's Things to Do, celebrate Earth Day with LA City Sanitation. Hold on to the strings at the 17th Annual Kite Festival and enjoy live performances in Lanark Park for Earth Day and Holi. All this up next on Things to Do.
Join LA Sanitation and Environment on Saturday, April 26th for Earth Day LA 2025, celebrating our power, our planet at this zero waste event. While there is nothing for sale, there will be plenty of giveaways. Enjoy entertainment, kids zone, sustainability workshops, and exhibitors. There will be free lunch, snacks, and beverages available while supplies last. And get ready to take a lot of photos as the kids get to experience the trucks. LA Sanitation vehicles will be lined up and ready for their close-ups. Head to Norman O. Houston Park for Earth Day LA 2025 on Saturday, April 26th, beginning at 10 a.m. To find out all this event has to offer, see Earth Day LA at sanitation.lacity.gov. Head to Ascot Hills Park to celebrate Earth Day at the Kite Festival on Saturday, April 26th. LA City Recreation and Parks Department and Councilmember Isabel Jurado present the 17th Annual Kite Festival for Earth Day 2025. Giveaways will include free kites while supplies last, as well as trees, rain barrels, and compost pails. Enjoy sustainability booths, local resources, a live DJ, and kids' arts and crafts. Let's go fly a kite in Ascot Hills Park at the 17th Annual Kite Festival on Saturday, April 26th, beginning at 12 p.m. To find more information, see the Events tab at laparks.org. Head to Lanark Park for the music and dance celebration, Earth Bloom Holi, which promises to be a colorful and eco-conscious celebration of life, music, and our shared responsibility to protect the Earth. Enjoy Earth Day booths, cultural celebrations, Indian American food, and vendor booths. There will also be a host of live performances from the Indian Performing Arts Center, Liberate Elemental Forces, and Surya Foundation Ensemble, to name but a few of the acts. The City of LA's Department of Cultural Affairs and Councilmember Bob Blumenfield present this event, which supports the vision of the Canoga Park Arts District. visit Lanark Park for Earth Bloom Holy on Saturday, April 26th, beginning at 3 p.m. For more information, visit culture.lacity.gov/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this week. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org, and we're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of your Los Angeles City Council. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd day of April in the year 2025. My name is Marquis Harris Dawson. I serve as chair of this committee. Public comment will be taken in person in this council chamber for today's meeting. Mr. Clerk, let's begin our proceedings by calling a roll.
Blumenfield, Christopherson, Hernandez, Hutt, Horado, Lee, McOsker, Nazarian, Dia, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky. 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, first order of business.
Approval of the minutes of April 11th, 2025.
Councilmember McOsker moves. Councilmember Hernandez seconds. What's next?
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Rahman moves. Councilmember Price seconds. What's next?
Mr. President, today is Tuesday and it's time for the flag salute.
All right, I'll ask everybody in the chamber to join me in standing and following along with Councilmember Yaroslavsky for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Council President. Please stand if you are able. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance.
All right, Mr. Clerk, let's run through the agenda.
Mr. President, items 1 through 11 are items noticed for public hearing. Items 12 through 36 are items for which public hearings have been held. Items 37 through 53 are items for which public hearings have not been held. Items 54 and 55 are closed session items already considered by the Budget and Finance Committee. 10 votes are required for consideration.
All right, without objection, those items are now before us. Specials, members, do members have any items they'd like to call special? Councilmember Hutt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to call item 26 a special, continuing till tomorrow, Wednesday, April 23rd.
All right, without objection.
Thank you.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Hi, thank you, Council President. I'd like to call item 39 special for a separate vote, please. Thank you.
All right, Councilmember McOsker.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll call items 20 and 24 each for comments.
Okay, 20 and 24. Councilmember Park.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to call item 27 special for an amendment. It is being circulated or will be shortly.
Okay, 27 for an amendment. Councilmember Price.
Mr. President, out of an abundance of caution, I'm recusing myself from item 32 and 34 because it's unclear who is working on these projects. I'm recusing myself from item 51 because my wife's employer has previously worked with a listed organization.
All right, Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Thank you, Council President. I ask that we continue item 1 for 1 week and ask that we move the BNF report for item 28.
All right.
And just for the record, 1 week would be Tuesday, April 29th.
All right. Any other specials members? Councilmember Hurtado.
Council President, I'd like to call item 16 special to continue it to Tuesday, April 29th. Call item 21 special to continue it to April 29th as well. Call item 37 special to continue it to Tuesday, May 13th, and hold item 53 on the desk, please.
All right. We got that, Mr. Clerk?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other specials, Mr. Councilmember Rahman?
I'd like to call item 33 special for brief comments before we vote.
All right. Councilmember Lee?
I think it's taken care of. Thank you.
Councilmember Nazarian?
Item number 2, please. Like to hold on the table to make a change.
Okay, so you want an amendment for 2, but it hasn't been circulated yet? Yeah, a motion has to be. Okay.
Yes.
So we'll expect an amendment on item number 2?
Yes.
From Council District 2?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Got it. All right. Any others? All right. Given that, Mr. Clerk, what items are available to vote on at this time?
Mr. President, the council may now consider items 12 through 15, 17 through 19, 22, 23, 25, 29 through 31, and 35 and 36.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
The council may now also take up item 28 to adopt the budget and finance report.
All right, that item is before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, would you like to move on to those items called special for comments, or would you like to take up the items 54 and 55, which are closed session items already considered by the Budget and Finance Committee?
Let's do the closed session items first. 54 and 55. Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Thank you, Council President. Closed session items 54, 55 were considered in BNF committee on April 1st, and I recommend approval of these two items.
All right. If we can read those items into the record and call the roll.
Yes, sir. 54 in the case entitled Jane Doe versus Juan Carlos Ramirez et al. There is a recommendation to expend up to $500,000 in settlement. 55 in the case entitled Deshaun Seward versus the City of Los Angeles et al. There is a recommendation to expend up to $375,000 in settlement.
All right. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right. Now we have items that have been called special for comments that we can vote on at this time.
Yes. Item 20 for Councilmember McCosker.
Councilmember McCosker.
Mr. President, could we hold item 20 on the desk? We have speakers who have come from the far distant lands of the harbor area to speak.
Understood.
Public comment.
Understood.
Thank you.
Welcome. Hopefully you found parking good. What's next, Mr. Clerk?
There is item 24 called special for comments by Councilmember McCosker as well.
On this one, we can go.
Let's do it.
I just want to say thank you very much, Chair Member Park of the Triple T. I did speak on this issue in Triple T, and I will speak once again briefly, but add a little bit of nuance because I believe staff is working on these. Item 24 is really two separate sections of the charter that relate to how the port relates to our local community. One section has to do with the PAIP, or the Public Access Investment Funds that come from the port. And what we are looking to do with this provision is to place those provisions in the charter so that they cannot be removed by future mayors or future commissioners. And again, it's an act of good faith today, and it's being carried out, but I want to make sure that for future generations, the port continues to invest in our local communities to reduce that harmful interface of industrial uses with the human beings in Wilmington and Harbor City and San Pedro that live in and around the port. Secondly, but very, very closely related to community relationships, is a provision within the charter that would require the harbor commissioners to expressly analyze before they issue a permit how many jobs are at a particular terminal or in the operation, how many jobs will be created during the construction, because that's always the argument. But then most importantly, how many jobs will there be after this new terminal or this new amendment or this new activity occurs? And it is not designed to say that you have to create those jobs, but it is designed to say you have to discuss it. You have to analyze it. You have to put it out there. It has to be part of the calculation, because we, as the Port of Los Angeles, are really just stewards for the entire state of California. We manage that property in trust for the state of California. It needs to work for the people that live in and around the port, not just in the PIIP, but also in job creation and the ability of folks to live and have fruitful lives. I will also say that given the announcement yesterday that we will see an executive director to the Charter Commission and that we will see appointees to the Charter Commission, I think it's going to be important for us to fold some of this analysis into that activity. So I urge your aye vote.
Thank you so much, Mr. McCosker. Seeing no other speakers on this item, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
The council can take up item 33, called special by Councilmember Rahman for comments.
Councilmember Rahman.
Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to speak on this item, which is about the administration of time-limited subsidies, which are a big part of our homelessness investments. And I just wanted to share with everyone around this horseshoe about some changes that have been made in the program, because I think it is an important lesson for how we think about our homelessness spending going forward. Time-limited subsidies are 2-year rental subsidies that help people who are either on the streets or in interim housing move into permanent housing. They're offered case management, and the idea is that over time, they'll be able to pay for that unit by themselves or potentially find other ways to support staying off the streets. 2 years ago, when we looked at the utilization of time-limited subsidy funds, our office found that 45 to 60% of the funds only had been utilized, meaning that the leftover funds across the entire system could have housed an additional 3,000 people. So we asked for better data and monitoring. We also asked for changes to the program that would help it be more functional. And thanks to those changes, which include giving the slots for time-limited subsidies to people only after they've secured a unit, this year we are on track for 88 to 93% utilization of those funds, which is great. I bring this up not because I think it's controversial that this program is getting better. In fact, it's wonderful. But because so many people around this body bash the homeless services system without offering, I think, opportunities for the system to get better with monitoring and resources and data and accountability. And I just want to say that we can do better, and we are doing better, and we will continue to do better. But I think we need to move away from platitudes and really work towards doing the detailed work to make this system work for all Angelenos. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Chairwoman. Seeing no other speakers on this item, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
The council may take up items 32 and 34 with Councilmember Price recusing.
All right. All right, Mr. Price is recused for these items, so let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
All right, we'll bring Mr. Price back. What's next?
Mr. President, I believe the only item left open would be item 20 for Councilmember McCosker, but if that is...
Well, we'll do that after public comment. All right, so it sounds like we're prepared to go to public comment?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it.
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time and we will move on to the next speaker. The items on the agenda that are open for public comment are items 2 through 11 and items 38 through 53. So again, the items that are open for public comment on the agenda are items 2 through 11 and items 38 through 53. Item number 1 and item number 37 have been continued. Members of the public may also have up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the other items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. I have a couple more announcements if I could have the interpreters make this one aloud. If you require a Spanish language interpreter, please make sure to pause every few sentences so the interpreters can interpret.
Si usted requiere de interpretación en español, le pedimos que por favor haga una pausa cuando hable para que el intérprete pueda traducir lo que está usted diciendo.
Don't worry, we'll pause your time while the interpreters are doing their job, so you will get the same amount of time as everyone else.
No se preocupe porque el tiempo de interpretación no contará y usted va a obtener el mismo tiempo para hablar que los demás.
One final announcement for the room. In order to accommodate as many speakers as possible, we would ask that you please wait until you hear your name called by one of the staff before lining up on the left-hand side of council chambers. So once you hear your name called or the name that you signed up under called, please feel free to line up in any order on the left-hand side of council chambers. Thank you.
I will now call names for public comment. Laura Esquivel, Armando Munoz, Bernald, Maria Gomez, Kate Hove, Alexa Washburn.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
I'm just going to go ahead and give a public comment.
Okay, so you have, you said what?
Public comment.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, good morning, council members. How are you doing today? I'm pretty sure, as you guys know, it's been over 2 years already since we've been waiting for the living wage. Our understanding is it's still in the committee. We're hoping for it to come out anytime soon now. As you guys know, unfortunately, me, myself, I'm had to move out of LA because I can no longer afford living here. And thankfully, you know, I'm able to get a job, but unfortunately, it's not like that for Angelinos, especially airport workers that work at the airport. You know, they're like one paycheck away from losing where they live at, from not even be able to afford their groceries. So I urge you to get this living wage ordinance passed over the committee because we can no longer live in this city no more. Thank you.
Before the next speaker speaks, I will call more names. Herman, Alessandro, Harriet Elliott, Maria Montes, Elise Swanson, Joe, George Bozzetti, Matthew Holm.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Buenos días, mi nombre es Laura Esquivel.
Señora, ¿de qué temas quiere hablar?
Comentario público.
General Public Comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Tiene un minuto, adelante.
Mi nombre es Laura Esquivel y trabajo en el aeropuerto de Los Ángeles por 23 años.
My name is Laura Esquivel and I've been working in the LAX airport for 23 years.
Estoy aquí para pedirles a los señores del concilio
I am here to ask council members
que por favor pongan esta póliza en la agenda.
to please put this policy in the agenda.
El salario digno que merecemos los trabajadores del aeropuerto.
The living wage, the worthy living wage that we deserve, the workers at LAX.
Ya llevo 3 años viniendo martes, jueves.
I've been coming here on Tuesday and Thursdays.
Yo trabajo de noche, pero no me interesa. Esto es muy necesario para nosotros los trabajadores.
I work at night, but that doesn't matter because this is something that we need and important for all workers.
Tengo que posponer mi tiempo de sueño.
I have to postpone my time for sleeping.
Pero quiero decirles que acaben con esta agonía que estamos sufriendo nosotros, por favor.
But I want to ask you to please help us to end this agony that we are suffering, all of us.
Necesitamos vivir dignamente.
We need to live worthily.
Necesitamos que este living wage pase ya.
We need that this living wage is passed already, right now.
La renta, la comida.
The rent and the food.
Por favor, no se olviden de nosotros y háganlo un sueño realidad.
Please do not forget about us and make this dream come true for us.
Good morning, Speaker. Which items would you like to speak to? Oh, can we? Just 1 second. Try it again?
It's for public comment.
Yes.
Public comment.
So, public comment? Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Bernard, and I am an LA native, but I briefly had a short stop in Orange County where I learned about the importance and value of public engagement in civics. I love LA, however, it's much larger, and there the council meetings were bi-monthly. 5:30 twice a month is vastly different from 10 a.m. 3 times a week. It's so huge. I would like to explicitly request some assistance with identifying the correct department to ensure that I speak with the correct person in Council District 10, please. Thank you. Go Bruins.
And before the next speaker begins, so I just want to make an announcement aloud to the room. I expect that we are going to hear some offensive things over the next 4 minutes. So for members of the public, if you would like to pop in your earphones, watch a YouTube video, do whatever you'd like. If you'd like to take a look at the rotunda for the next 4 minutes, you are more than welcome to do so and come back after this next speaker. So in the meantime, we will listen to them as we are required to do. Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Thank you for the impermissible prior restraints and making people hate me. That's your hate speech, Mr. Attorney? Is that the best you could do to tell people to hate me for my speech?
So this is not on the agenda. You're welcome to speak to it during general if you'd like.
I'm talking about homelessness and the people in the budget that it affects. People that don't have a place to go and live and pay the rent. It's very hard to find a house in LA. It's too expensive. And it's not right that we have no conditional exemplary to pay for our shit with a mayor fucking budget of $1 billion. Then item 38, you jackass McCosker. Canyon Sunshine Operation and Amenities. Fuck 38. Fuck 39. Fuck 40. Fuck 41. Fuck 42. Fuck 43 and CD 14. Where's the goddamn engineer to fix my fucking curb and ramps? Miss, whatever her name is, Gerardo. And we should have all you sitting down to vote after we're done with this. Look at item 45, jackass. Ordinance first consideration. The physical impact report. Fuck the mayor. Fuck the reports. And fuck the effects until after the ordinance because there's nothing left to live for. Look at item 47. Fuck the city engineer. Look at 48. Fuck the city engineer. Look at item 49. Fuck the city engineer. Look at item 51. An exemption, municipal facilities in the Watt station. You're not safe to go to these places anymore because fucking people get stabbed. Fucking people don't listen like Hugo and Hunt. It's all fucked up. And where are the voters? Is the clerk gonna vote for you again, Miss Rodriguez? Ms. Orlowski and Soto? Get in your fucking chair. The Department of the General Attorney to execute a sale agreement of $2.75 million. Fuck you. That's our money. We vote where our money goes, not where the fucking cunt mayor who fucked up on the budget talking about the 400 officers that she can't deploy to protect us for our safety. Yeah. And the last item, 52, 53, for the record, fuck you.
General public comment.
Free speech, the Supreme Court cases under Moody versus Net Choice, LLC, 2024. Look at the California legislation information. California Constitution, Article of Rights, Section 1, Section 32. Look at all the California Supreme Court cases involved with speech, notability. Rubin versus Green, Silbrick versus Anderson. Fuck you, Los Angeles. Look at the defamation, libel, slander, and the slap of disguises you guys fraudulently put against the public. And look at here, California Legislative Information Government Code Section 5001-57607. Politely, fuck you, fuck the Pope was dead, fuck 88 years, you worthless piece of shit, God hates you, you're going to hell, Snyder versus Phelps, fuck.
And your time has expired. Next speaker. Good morning.
Good morning.
Which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Lisandro Presa, and I work at LAX, and I am a member of Unite Here Local 11. I have been coming for months asking to not delay the Olympic wage, yet it hasn't been agendized, and workers have been waiting for over 2 years. My rent just went up $200 last month, and I'm still struggling to pay for monthly medication and rent. To my coworkers and myself, it seems we don't matter to you. I thought we would be in the agenda today, but workers are being passed on and left to the mercy of corporations. Please put us in the agenda. We need this raise now.
Good morning.
Good morning, Honorable Mr. President and council members. I'm here to speak on item 20, adoption of the One San Pedro specific plan. My name's Alexa Washburn. I'm Chief Development Officer with National Community Renaissance. Together with the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles, nonprofit Century Housing, and the Richmond Group, together we are the One San Pedro Collaborative, responsible for redeveloping the San Pedro public housing complex. The One San Pedro specific plan that is before you this morning is a bold, community-led vision that will transform San Pedro for generations to come. The plan is a direct result of a multi-year tiered outreach and engagement process, led not just by HACLA, planners and developers, but by the very people who call this community home. Residents, local businesses, neighborhood councils, and key stakeholders came together to shape a vision that reflects their needs, their priorities, and their aspirations. At its core, the plan is about the people. It ensures high-quality, deeply affordable housing while enhancing economic opportunities, public spaces, and community services.
So,
it prioritizes
Speaker, your
connectivity,
time has expired,
sustainability, and the long-term resilience.
We do have to give everyone the same amount of time, so I apologize.
Okay.
I know that the time goes by quickly.
Yes.
For you or anybody else, if you have additional comments you'd like to make, everybody who's a member of the public is welcome to do so in writing at lacouncilcomment.com. You just follow the instructions there. So,
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good
Which
morning.
items?
I'm here to, Elise Swanson, I'm here to speak on general public comment in item number 20.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Good morning, council members. Elise Swanson, President and CEO of the San Pedro Chamber of Commerce. I'm also a resident of San Pedro, today urging strong support of item number 20 in your approval. Today is a huge celebration for our community as we pass a major milestone with these documents being in front of you today. As Alexa mentioned, the community came together to support the revitalization of this catalytic project on the LA waterfront, which will truly integrate integrate an aging public housing project into our community as a vital neighborhood adjacent to downtown. The business community has been in strong support of this project. We're part of the One San Pedro Collaborative, working with residents, nonprofits, and community leaders to build this partnership and to support this project. Councilmember McCosker, thank you so much for the team from CD15, all of your work on the project. I also want to thank HACLA and the developers for this innovative approach.
So before the next speaker begins, Mr. Herman, I'm not going to warn you, but I'm just going to say, like everybody else, please hold your applause till after the speakers are done. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Sí, buenos días. Mi nombre es María Montes y vengo representando a mi comunidad de Rancho San Pedro. Estamos muy
Un
emocionados.
segundo, ¿sobre qué temas quiere comentar? Señora, ¿quiere comentar, hacer comentario público nomás?
Oh, perdón. Sí, pues nomás estoy acá. Pues ha sido un largo proceso para nosotros. Cada vez lo vemos más cerca y nuestro...
Un segundo. So, yes, just general public comment.
Okay.
¿Puede comenzar de
Go
vuelta?
ahead.
Un minuto.
Y cada vez vemos más cerca que vamos a tener nuestros nuevos hogares, los cuales van a ser mucho mejores.
With each passing time, we will be much closer to having our new homes,
A los que tenemos ahora y darán más vivienda
which will grant us more living spaces
a personas que necesitan y también más trabajos
for people who need them, and it would also grant more jobs
y muchas mejoras de recreaciones.
and also more recreation spaces and time.
Para nuestra comunidad también tendremos más aire limpio.
And for our community, we will also have cleaner air quality.
Yo soy uno de los residentes de casi 500 personas nos vamos a ver beneficiados.
And I'm one of the residents of about 500 people or more who will be the beneficiaries
Por este proyecto, agradezco el apoyo de ustedes
for this project, and I appreciate you guys' help.
porque créanme, van a hacer felices a muchas personas y muchas familias.
Because believe me, you will make many people and many families very happy.
Y también a estas nuevas, agradezco a la comunidad que tuvimos la oportunidad de participar en los planes.
And I also would like to thank the community who had the opportunity to participate in these plans
De desarrollo y que nuestras voces fueron escuchadas.
for development and to have our voices be heard,
Y nuestras opiniones también fueron tomadas en cuenta.
and as well as our opinions, which were taken into account.
Otra vez les agradezco mucho. Gracias.
Once more, I would like to say thank you very much.
I'm
Good
glad
morning.
Nithya explained that she believes that
Which items
the
would you
housing
like to speak
crisis
to?
can be solved with the available system. What I'm going to, first of all, 4, and then 2, and then general public comment.
Okay,
4.
so you have 2 minutes for items 2 and 4,
Okay.
and then you have 1 minute for general public
Okay.
comment. Go ahead.
On the street, there's a big sign, Karen Bass resign now, then we'll turn the lights on. To me, this says that our mayor is being, there's a word for it, it's some kind of corruption going on, no one's talking about it. Obvious that she is being held responsible, and they will turn the lights on when she resigns. They hate her, okay? I think that we need to find out what that's about. Number 2, Herman also feels the same way, at least I heard from him before. The proliferation of alcoholic beverages, selling alcohol, but we don't need them. People are being, there's so much unemployment. Come on, you guys. My own case on general public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
Is I would like people to help me walk to, I think it's Topeka, the address of Faith Windsor, the last address of Faith Windsor. You can easily get it from any librarian, although sometimes they can and sometimes they can't. You can go to the librarian down at 4th level down, geneticist, and she'll give you the last living address of Faith Windsor, and you walk there. It's in Tarzana. It's south of Vermont, what is a huge thing? Anyway, it separates the rich from the rest of the valley. Anyway, if you walk in her last known abode, you'll see in a homeless encampment. That's what it looks like. It's obvious. It says Pig Turd Alley. Come on, a political science professor would never have anything like that. It's obvious. It's a homeless encampment took over after they killed her.
Good morning.
Good
Which items
morning.
would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
My name is Lenore Navarro Dowling. I'm a member of Immaculate Heart Community and a member of CLU, Clergy and Laity United for Economic Justice, and other worker organizations. For over 2 years, we've been advocating for a living wage for workers who serve the common good, who serve our city. And we want you to affirm and realize that when their wages are raised, they will buy more. They are consumers also, and they need to be able to provide for families, for rent, and for their livelihood. Thank you for considering our request. Happy Earth Day.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. General public comment.
You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, honorable members of the City Council. My name is Matthew Hom, and I'm with CLU, Clergy and Laity United for Economic Justice. I'm here proudly to amplify the calls of the tourism workers you've heard this morning, as well as Lenore Dowling, in asking the City Council, and especially the Economic Development and Jobs Committee, to move forward the tourism workers' living wage ordinance, which, as the workers have shared this morning, it's been just over 2 years. It was April of 2023 when this measure was first brought to the City Council. I just want to amplify that we're not just in solidarity with the workers because of our deeply held religious values of solidarity, which is a very important thing, but also we know that the coherence of our communities is threatened when the workers who are part of our communities and our congregations cannot afford to live in the city. And a living wage is good for the economy. The money that workers win, they put back into the economy, and it's good for everyone as we go into the Olympics. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to this victory. Thank you.
This is for you guys.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Well, you should know what I'm speaking to, don't you? Homeless issues and public comment.
So I don't know which items you're speaking to. You're welcome to speak to them during general public comment, but if you could identify which items you'd like to speak to, I'd appreciate it.
You don't have the list there?
Again, if you don't let us know, I'm going to give you 1 minute for general public comment.
I told you 17, the homeless issues, and 34. What is it, 17, 19, 34?
Item 17 and item 19 are not open for public comment, but you can speak to them during general. You're welcome to speak
Well, what
to...
homeless issues can I speak to
You're welcome
then?
to speak to item 34, where you'll have 1 minute. So you have 1 minute for item 34 and 1 minute for general public comment. Go
Not
ahead.
a problem, I can take care of that. Any of you fools ever seen this? I think not.
I apologize. 34 is not open for public comment. Public hearing was
I
already held.
guess you
So
don't know what the hell you're doing, do you?
You have 1 minute for general public comment. Please restart his time.
You're just such a loser.
Mr. Spindler, do not interrupt. You just got into the room. Please do not interrupt any public speakers, including this speaker. This is your first and only formal warning. Go ahead. You have 1 minute.
You people have put me in serious physical jeopardy for the last 10 years by refusing my elder abuse for the last 7 years, that your elder abuse people, like that filthy, rotten Laura Trejo and Montagnao over there, have told me for years I have the worst case of elder abuse you ever seen, and you won't do anything. They told me to go to the Attorney General. Attorney General sends me a letter back saying it's not his job to do what the Constitution says his job is. So you're going to receive this and this that gives you all the public speaking law, constitutional things. I know that you can't do your homework, Mr. Attorney, but now you are all mandated reporters, and if you don't report this elder abuse and make something happen within 2 days, you're all criminals, and the 4 of you have bar licenses. I'm going to take them, including you, bud. How about that? So maybe you should start reading this to find out how you steal the money. Oh, is that good enough?
So, Speaker, your time has expired. If you have anything to provide to this council or to me, you can provide it to the sergeants. Go ahead. Next speaker. So, if you have something to provide to us, you need to give it to the sergeants. Next speaker.
So everybody could see.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. I'd like to speak on the item of public comment.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, members of the council. The community of Los Angeles has reached their lowliest of lows by murdering the local wildlife. In their frustrations and uneducated emotional skills, they have turned to crimes against nature as a coping method. What we've done to ourselves is not nature's fault. Wildlife is innocent, and they have the right to live their lives as nature intended for them. The ocean and land of Los Angeles is their home too. We must learn another way to manage our feelings that isn't ending the lives of wildlife. I speak before you on this day because only we can hold ourselves accountable for our actions. Murdering wildlife is not the way.
Speaker, your time has expired. We have to move on to the next speaker. So, Speaker, unfortunately, you're now disrupting this meeting, so I'm going to ask that you please vacate the podium so we can move on to the next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. I'll speak to 3, 4 in public comment.
Okay. So you have 2 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
So 3 and 4 relate to streets lighting. Last year, the budget, we cut $5 million from street lighting. And in this new budget, we're going to cut $3 million. And why? Why are we having to cut street lighting? Along with many other services, street services, transportation, sanitation. Have you guys looked at our streets lately? They are filthy. They are falling apart. They are in disrepair. And it's because of the mismanagement by the mayor and you people. Now, a couple of you will get a pass. Hugo is not here, of course, Eunices and Nithya, because you voted against that police budget, the police contract that put us in this situation. We have to spend $1 billion over the next 3 years paying for that contract, and at the same time, we have defunded our cities. We have defunded aging programs. We have defunded food programs for kids, and it's because of you. Great job, everybody. Now, shame on all of you for another reason.
Speaker, which items are you speaking to?
I was speaking to 3 and 4 there. General public comment.
You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Shame on all of you for not having Kenneth Mejia's back. Kenneth Mejia warned you guys, all of you, about our pending budget crisis. 18 months ago, we had record general fund reserves. Now we are in crisis with $1 billion deficit. You created that. Kenneth Mejia warned you guys, and the mayor said those were doomsday projections and theatrical projections. He was proven right. You were proven wrong. So now Kenneth Mejia wants to audit Inside Safe, a program we have spent $367 million on and permanently house 905 people. He wants to audit it. Karen Bass stands in the way of it, and none of you people are speaking up. When are you going to make Karen Bass allow an audit of Inside Safe, the Inside Safe scam? It's because all your nonprofits are profiting off of it. Enjoy your day.
Next speaker. Good morning. Which
Good
items
morning.
would you like to speak to?
Yeah, is item 17 available for public
Item
comment?
17 is not open for public comment, but you can speak to it during general. Is there any other items you'd like to speak to as well?
Yeah, well, no, the same issue. Homeless, Housing and Homeless Committee report. Well,
So you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go
yeah,
ahead.
so do we get to ask questions to council members?
You hold his time.
Councilmember
I think this is your first time here.
especially?
The answer is no. This is not a Q&A
Okay.
session.
So I can't
You
ask a question to council member
No, you can't. So I'm going to start your time now.
Thank you.
Restart
Thank
at
you.
time. You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
All right, so basically, I'm a constituent of Councilmember Blumenfield. I'm in the Reseda Tiny Homes, right in back of his office. Good morning, sir. I've tried to talk to you, but I had to come here, all the way down here, to express my concerns about the treatment of the homeless, especially at Reseda Tiny Homes. I can't get into all the issues. Has anyone ever been homeless? Raise your hands. Anyway, we are treated poorly. It's mismanaged. It's the hope of the mission. I call it hopeless of the mission because they're not doing. I've been homeless. I've been at the Reseda Tiny Homes for a year. Oh, I got 9. For over a year. And do I get more time or no? No. Yeah. Anyway, and I was
So, Speaker,
denied elderberry.
So your time's expired. Hold on. If you could, hold on just a second, sir. If you could wait over there on the right-hand side, I think somebody's going to come talk to you. So don't worry. Okay.
All the items in general comment.
Mr. Spin, I'm going to ask, which name did you sign up under?
Who gives a shit? One of the
I
names.
do, because we use a random generator to determine, to select people and determine the order. So which name did you sign up under?
Required to even sign up to speak at this meeting.
Okay, this is your last chance. Please let us know
I'm
which name you
under the
signed up
Brown
under so we
Act.
can make
My
sure the name
First
was
Amendment
called.
attorney.
Or I'm going to
My-
say that
my
you're
First
disrupting this
Amendment
meeting.
attorney
So again,
says I do
this is
not
your
have to
last opportunity. I'm asking you politely, which name did you sign up under? It doesn't have to be your real name. Which name did you sign up?
I don't have to sign up to speak at this meeting under the law.
Okay, so again, you've been warned already. I'm going to warn you a second time. You're now disrupting this meeting. We're asking you for the name that you signed up under so that we can run public comment in an orderly fashion. We can't have people jumping the line. So
I'm not jumping the line.
That's it. This is your
I'm not
final
jumping
warning.
the line.
Okay? Please vacate the podium. Or you can let me know which name you signed up under, and we can confirm whether or not it was
one?
called.
Give me a name.
Okay. Mr. Spindler, I need you to vacate the podium.
All right.
I'm sorry, you signed up as what?
Is Goat Puppet okay?
Did we call Goat Puppet yet? Did the generator?
Yeah, you did. But I don't have to.
Mr. Spindler, this is not your time. Do not disrupt this. Staffer, did we call Goat Puppet already?
That name was not called, but it is in the queue.
Okay, so, but it was not called yet. Again, we use, for everybody who's here, we use a random generator to determine the order, as that is the most fair way to make sure that people have an equal opportunity to speak. So your name has not been called. Please vacate the podium. All right.
You're disrupting the meeting. This is your first and last warning.
Mr. President, he's actually already been warned twice. So.
All right, so Mr. Spindler, you're out. Mr. Spindler continues to disrupt the meeting even though he's been asked to leave. He continues to disrupt the meeting.
So, members of the public, we appreciate your continued patience. Again, we have to enforce the rules equally. As everybody else has signed up, we've had their names called. All we did was ask Mr. Spindler to give us the name that he signed up under, and it did not have to be his real name. He refused to do so. Mr. Spindler, we need you to exit the room so that we can continue the meeting. Mr. Spindler, we have now been delayed at least 4 minutes, and you're taking time away from the public who is here to listen to this meeting and the other speaker. And all you have to do is follow the rules. Speaker, which name did you sign up under?
My name is Mia Khalifa.
Okay, hold on. Did we call that name as well?
That name was not called, but it is in the queue.
Okay, again, that name wasn't called, so you need to wait until the names are called. We use a random generator to determine the order in which people speak. Are there any additional names?
No, that concludes public comment.
All right. Councilmember Jurado.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to give a huge welcome to the high school students from the Colburn School for Music on Grand Avenue. We got a lot of musicians and artists and creatives over here from the Grand Avenue Arts and Culture Corridor. So everyone give them a round of applause. This is the best and brightest and the next generation of artists and musicians in our city. So welcome to the circus and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you so much, Councilmember, and welcome to all of you to our regularly scheduled meeting of the LA City Council. What is before us, Mr. Clerk?
Mr. President, the council may now take up item 51 with Councilmember Price recusing.
All right. Give Councilmember Price the opportunity to recuse. Once he has done so, we can open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 eyes.
All right, what's next? Bring Mr. Price back.
The council may now take up items 3 through 11, 38, 40 through 41, 43 through 50, and 52.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote. Let's tabulate the vote.
13 eyes.
And
All
Mr.
right.
President, there is a request to send item 45 forthwith.
Without objection, that'll be the order. What's next?
The council may now take up item 20, held special for comments by Councilmember McCosker.
Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and members. First, I want to thank our community members who showed up today. One San Pedro, the Chamber of Commerce, most importantly, our representative from the community of Rancho San Pedro. This is a big day for our community. The Rancho San Pedro development has 478 units of public housing, and we went in to redevelop that housing, and we took the opportunity to be innovative and to pull together the One San Pedro collaborative of for-profit, nonprofit, HUD, HUD, of course, through HACLA, and the community members to envision what it could become. And with this specific plan, we overcome the zoning restrictions so that we can have over 1,600 units. Think of that, 478 to 1,600 units, 2/3 of which will be affordable. 2/3 of which will be affordable. It is so rare in any one of our communities, I think, certainly I'll speak for the 1-5, it is really rare and hard to get together the HACLA community, the business community, every one of our neighborhood councils, the private investment community, the advocacy community, and say, let's do this. This is a dramatic increase in population right there on Harbor Boulevard in San Pedro. It's a dramatic increase and investment in a public housing project where I will say, in the bad old days, when people would talk about the public housing project, they'd say, what do you want to do with it? Make it go away. There were people in the community, in all of our communities, who would say that. This community has said just the opposite. Let's take the lessons that we've learned from Jordan Downs, for example, and let's make it even better. And so this, I could not be more overwhelmed and happy with my small role, but the community's large role in coming to this day. So I want to thank every single one of you. I want to thank the community. I want to urge an aye vote. Let's move this less than 500 public housing units to 1,600 units. And again, 2/3 of all of these units will be affordable. I would venture to say it's the largest affordable housing project in the city. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. McCosker. So this item is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 eyes.
All right, what's next?
The council may now take up item 27 as amended. With the amendment has been circulated.
All right, let's open the roll on this item. Councilmember Soto Martinez.
Council President, can we just hold this and maybe vote on it last on this item? Still sifting through the details of this.
Got it. All right, we'll go to the next item.
The council may now take up item 39 for a separate vote.
All right, item number 39 is before us, and I have like 9 speakers on the queue. Is that a mistake? Okay, now I have 0. Hey, Council, this let's call for an individual vote for Councilmember Hernandez. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes, 1 no.
All right, what's next?
The council may now take up item 42 as amended. Or actually, Council President, 42 is a substitute motion that was introduced, so the council will need to take 2 votes. First vote being whether to substitute.
All right, the vote to substitute is before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, and
The second vote is on the substitute motion.
all right, the motion is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
The council may now take up item 2 as amended by Councilmember Nazarian's motion.
All right, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Item 53 was held on the desk for Councilmember Jurado.
All right, Councilmember Jurado is tending to guests at this time. So let's hold that one.
And Mr. Council President, there was a request to send item 18 forthwith.
Without objection, that'll be the order.
And we are back to item 27.
Councilmember Rahman. Councilmember Soto Martinez.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Just for item 39, can I please be registered as a no vote? I don't think it changes the outcome, but you just register me as a no vote.
And for 39, to clarify with Councilmember Soto Martinez as a no vote, the vote is 11-2.
Got it.
Thank you so much. So for item 27A, my apologies for not looking into this a little bit earlier, but I think the overall item is okay. I do not like 27A, and you know, if folks can read the amendment in front of them, it says subject to council office consultation and community engagement. Look, I think as a city of Los Angeles, we have a 15 different systems of how to create transit in Los Angeles. And what we've seen is a network of bus lanes, bike lanes that are just fragmented and don't align. If you want to look at some streets in my neighborhood, we're working very diligently, and then we get to other council offices and it looks very different. Not necessarily because of the folks that are working here today, but this is of historical, how this council has operated. So I think 27, as it stands, it's good, but I don't agree with 27A, and so I'm hoping folks can agree with that and vote no on 27A. Thanks.
Councilmember Rahman.
Yeah, I was just going to ask for a separate vote on the amendment, and I also have some challenges. The original intent of the motion is to make it easier for us to make changes that will help create a smoother street network across the city. Every single person in America right now that's concerned about the future of America is talking about how we make bureaucracy less, reduce red tape. We got to be able to make quick decisions that are straightforward in a comprehensive and holistic way across the entire city, and that's what the original intent of the item 27 is. And I would encourage an aye vote on the original motion and a no vote on the amendment. Thank you.
Councilmember Park.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, I've introduced the amendment on item 27A to bring our communities and our council offices into these conversations. As you're all aware, these are major corridors and boulevards in and around our city, including the 405 at Pico, which is a major traffic jam, especially during rush hour. And so as we think about these anti-gridlock zones and major changes to the flow of traffic and configuration in our communities, it's imperative that our communities have the opportunity for input and education and collaboration. So all we're asking for here is simple communication and collaboration with our council offices. I urge an aye vote on the amendment.
Councilmember Soto Martinez.
Well, I welcome the discussion, Councilwoman Park. Look, as someone who put in 2.1 miles of protected bike lanes in my district, I want to say that DOT and the offices do tremendous amount of work and outreach. During this process, they did multiple surveys in different languages: Spanish, Thai, Armenian, English. Went door-to-door canvassing, talking to businesses and residents. We held several town halls because we wanted to have community engagement. I think we can do all those things, which, by the way, already happen. Those processes already happen, and council offices do that as well. And I agree with Councilmember Rahman that by adding this, we just add an unnecessary step, more bureaucracy and more paralysis in the city when we really should be thinking about how we accelerate and expand transit options, especially with all these world-class events happening. I don't think adding another step and giving council offices an outweighed ability to affect these projects is the right thing. And so I agree with 27 as it stands, and for those reasons, I will continue to say 27A I don't think is the correct way to approach this issue.
All right, Councilmember Rahman. All right. Mr. Clerk, what's before us?
Before the council would be item 27A, the amendment introduced by Councilmember Park, seconded by Councilmember Lee.
All right. The amendment 27A is before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
5 ayes, 8 noes.
The amendment has failed. Before the council now is item 27 as written down on the agenda, the original.
All right, that item is before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Before the council is item 53, called special by Councilmember Jurado.
Councilmember Rahman. 53 called
Councilmember
special
Jurado.
Pardon me? Pardon me?
Councilmember Jurado.
Ah, got it.
Thank you, Council President. And yes, I'm Council Harada. For this item, I'd like to continue it.
Until when?
2 weeks from now, please.
2 weeks would be May 6th.
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. Without objection, that'll be the order. What's next?
Mr. President, I believe that clears the desk.
All right. For some reason, I have the name Soto, Martinez, McCosker, and Rahman on this desk. Does that mean that you all want to speak on something? All right. All right. So we have motions.
Yes, council has motions for posting and referral.
All right.
The desk is clear.
Announcements, Mr. McCosker.
Solidarity, I'll be Councilman McCosker. Colleagues, I want to invite you all to Watts this Saturday for a very special and important cause. It's our annual Autism Doesn't Define Me March. The Autism Doesn't Define Me Academy is based in Watts, and it's an organization dedicated to spreading awareness and support for individuals and families living with autism. The Academy, which is actually not a school, but it's great, yes, in Watts. The Academy is really a support organization. Was founded by Quan Wilson, who's fantastic. She's the mother of an autistic son, a real dynamo herself. And through her work, she's created a loving, thriving community surrounding autism and families with autism in our communities. Her husband, Rick, runs the Watts Finest Car Club. He's also a tremendous contributor to our community as well as to the autism awareness events in Watts. The annual march serves as a reminder to all that autism individuals possess a wealth of abilities and that our communities are fully behind them and our communities are better because of them. So please join us in Watts this Saturday at 10 a.m. We're going to kick it off at 1335 East 103rd Street, right around the corner from my office, which is located near Ted Watkins Park. So thank you, and I'll see you on Saturday.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Nazarian.
Thank you, Council President. Today is Earth Day, and over 55 years ago, Earth Day was established to raise awareness of our responsibility for the care of our planet, all of our common home. Last weekend, we celebrated Earth Day with DWP and the Neighborhood Council Valley Village. We gave away free trees to the first 50 attendees, had a free shredding event, and learned about the waste reduction and conservation that's going on in our communities. And so this Saturday, we're hosting another event, another Earth Day community cleanup in Sun Valley. We'll be joined by the Sun Valley Area Neighborhood Council. We'll provide the tools and refreshments, and we'll be giving away free air purifiers to the first 30 volunteers. If anyone wants to join us, it's gonna be at 9 a.m., parking lot in front of the 7600 block of San Fernando Road, and you can get more information at CD2 Los Angeles. Thank you very much, Council President.
Thank you so much. Any other announcements? Seeing none, I'll ask everyone in the chambers to rise for adjourning motions. All right. Mr. McCosker.
Thank you, Mr. President. As the Passover season and Easter season comes to an end, and as other spring holy days, like Holy, come to an end, it's kind of appropriate that we all rise and pay tribute to a truly remarkable global figure, religious figure, His Holiness Pope Francis. Pope Francis will be remembered as one of the most important and transformative leaders in the long history of Catholicism. He served with a message rooted in the teachings of Jesus Christ, one of humility, of love, and of acceptance. He worked to create a church that was more inclusive and more welcoming to all, lifting up the voices of the poor, the marginalized, and those too often left out. In 2015, Pope Francis released his historic encyclical. It was actually his second encyclical, but the first one that he wrote on his own, Laudato Si, subtitled On the Care of Our Common Home. So it's appropriate that we recognize him on this Earth Day. Laudato Si was the first words of a Latin prayer by Saint Francis, who also was a great earth caregiver. It was a powerful call to action for the care of our earth. In it, he spoke not just to Catholics, but he hoped to speak to all people of goodwill, urging us to see the earth as not a resource to be exploited, but as a sacred gift to be protected. He drew a vital connection between the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor, recognizing that environmental degradation and social injustice are really related. As we destroy the planet, we harm poor people more than we harm the rich. His message, we hope, transcends borders and faiths. It's one of dignity, inclusion, and hope, values that should guide not only our personal lives, but our policies and actions as we represent our constituencies. His legacy will be defined by his commitment to building a more united and compassionate world. It's hard to express what it would be like to be a reformer in the Catholic Church, an organization that has been a constant for thousands of years. And he did a lot to bring the church forward. I know that the controversy of the LGBTQ plus messages that he brought for Catholics and for non-Catholics will probably be something we talk about forever, but for the leading cleric, for the Pope of a 2,000-year-old organization to say, who am I to judge? Well, for many of us, myself included, that's not enough, but it's a lot. It took away words that were harmful. And so I give him credit for that. He also, in our faith tradition, there's a lot of clericalism. There's this whole idea that the priests, all being men, by the way, are holier and better than others. And he tried to strip away that clericalism and make it all about us. And he had this great line or story that he would tell priests, and it doesn't translate well because you'd have to be sort of Roman Catholic and imbued in 2,000 years of this tradition to have it make a lot of sense. But priests are considered shepherds of the church, shepherds. And their people, myself included, are the sheep. And to combat clericalism, one of the things he would tell priests is that you have to have the smell of your sheep. You have to have the smell of your sheep. And what does that mean? That means get off your chair, get down among the people you're serving, be with them so that there's just one smell. There's you and them, and there's no difference between the two. People kind of describe love that way too. I want to hold you so long that I smell like you. That's sort of a weird romantic line. But that's what he wanted. And so I'm really grateful for what he brought to the world. And I hope that what he brought to the world doesn't go away. And I hope that it continues in the way that I'm quite sure he hoped. And so I'll ask that all members that we wish Pope Francis peace, and may perpetual light shine upon him.
Thank you so much, Mr. McCosker, on behalf of this full City Council. Any other adjourning motions today? Councilmember Park.
Colleagues, last week marked 100 days since the devastating fires that forever changed lives and our entire city. So it's with profound sadness and the deepest respect that I rise to adjourn today in honor of the individuals whose lives were lost in the Palisades and Eaton fires. Each name I am about to read represents more than just a part of this tragedy. They were someone's loved one, someone's friend, someone whose presence brought meaning and joy to the lives of those around them. Their passing isn't just a loss for their families, but for the entirety of our communities. From the Palisades fire, they're Elizabeth Morgan, 79, Charles Mortimer, 84, Betty O'Meara, 94, Annette Rosilli, 85, Arthur Simoneau, 69, Mark Strettenberg, 80, Jeffrey Takayama, 69, Diana Webb, 82, Randall Miad, 55, Rory Sykes, 32, Hak Wong, 69. There are also remains from one unidentified individual in the Palisades fire. From the Eaton fire, the individuals who perished were Oswald Altmetz, 75, Carolyn Burns, 56, Edwin Cridland, 94, Delise Curry, 95, Meva Friedley, 86, Erlene Kelly, 83, Barbara Lewis, 84, Evelyn McClendon, 59, Patricia McKenna, 77, Anthony Mitchell Sr. and Justin Mitchell, Rodney Kent Nickerson, 82, Victor Shaw, 66, Laura Swain, 71, Kim Winicki, 77, Jing Feng Zhao, 84. Each of these people represent a lifetime of memories, love, and experience that can never be replaced. And I know that their absence leaves an unfillable void in the hearts of those who knew them. The Palisades and Eaton fires were a tragedy and a reminder of the destructive force of nature and the fragility of life. And as we acknowledge the sorrow of the days behind and the hope in the days ahead, let's continue standing in solidarity with those who mourn and to honor those we lost by committing to getting this recovery right. May they rest in peace, and may their loved ones find comfort in knowing they won't be forgotten.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Park, on behalf of the full Los Angeles City Council. Any other adjourning motions? Seeing none, we're adjourned. Thank you so much, everybody.
Miss Norma Chavez to come in and lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Por favor, de pie para el saludo a la bandera. Con su mano sobre el corazón. Put your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the